So what is this, your 46th year of hay, or?
Yep.
46th. And you're still smiling after all these years.
I guess you never get it out of your blood.
Today we are going to lay down some 2020 first cutting hay. This was actually a little bit unexpected because the ground has just been so wet. We've got 4 or 5 inches the past like 12 days. But we've been blessed with a couple days of nice sun. We have a customer who would like some wet wrapped bales. We have the perfect field over here. My dad still wants to get that to corn eventually, so we'll get it off nice and early. It should feed well. Should be able to get corn on it. Everything's working out pretty smoothly. So we're usually pretty prepared because hay is all exciting to us, but this, you know, was just a little bit of a blessing. So we got to hook up the mower. I think my dad hopped in the 7260 or the 7310. I'm trying to get around to the side. 7260. And we're gonna get the mower hooked up. We're gonna start slicing and dicing some grass on the ground. We're gonna hopefully bale it tomorrow, silage wrap it, and we'll be good to go. Stay tuned. We run a John Deere Moco, 13 foot wide. I don't think this is the new one.
New one.
Is this what you want to use? So this is actually additionally exciting. We thought we were hooking up to the old Moco until we got back here and it's the new one. So got some adjustments to make. What did you just flip that gate for, Dad?
So it lays it out flat so it dries better.
Gotcha.
Instead of putting it in a windrow.
In a nice windrow. I'll show you that adjustment. So the hay feeds out through the back of here. Then you have a little bit of an adjustment with that gate up in there, if you can see. You could change the angle on this so the hay windrows real nice and tight, or flies out so you can get it drier quicker. Most of the time we want to get it drier quicker. I had to show the old man how to plug in the hydraulics. They weren't right the first try. You would have thought they would have came, you know, from the factory hooked up the right way. I am not quite sure we ever plugged this machine in yet. We did service it, make sure everything was greased. We did set the height. Carl got in the shop and made sure the conditioners were crimped to the lowest setting, but I guess we never plugged it in. Luckily there's a couple different size hydraulic lines there and it was real easy to troubleshoot. This is gonna be a bit of a tight squeeze getting out. So I know a lot of people have been asking, you know, why don't we run self-propelled mowers or even stick side mowers off a tractor? We've priced a couple of the 3-point mowers, you know, one in the front of the tractor, 2 off the sides. And they're just expensive, and we already have a Moco, so we'll keep it going. But the reason we don't run self-propelled is my dad doesn't really believe in a different conditioning system beyond Moco's steel rollers down there. They do an incredibly good job, and we have some side-by-side trials we took last year where another mower was running, and the Mocos were actually 11% drier after a day. I mean, that is a huge difference. So we just stick to what we know is good. And you know, one of the pros of a self-propelled is it doesn't tie up a tractor. Well, we do a lot of grain farming, so by the time, most years, this year's a little bit unique, most years by the time we get to hay season, we have a tractor that's ready to be pulled off of a planter or some tillage equipment, so it's not a big deal. We can run on the 2 Mocos. Dad, it's been what, 8 months since you've mowed or so? What, since September, so...
September.
Yeah, it's been quite a bit. You remember how to do it?
Well, I guess we'll find out in a minute here, but I think we can figure it out again.
This is a new mower too, so.
Same mower that we've had for the last 20 years probably.
20 years, yep.
Just keep getting newer ones.
Yeah, this one, the one beneficial package, it added a hydraulic tilt, which we probably won't play with a whole lot, but it'll be nice to get it set. And right now what he's doing, he's lined up, swung off to the right. It looks like he's gonna go counterclockwise around this field. The one downfall of a pole type mower is your first pass, you run over hay, but that's about the only downfall we can find. So you just come up, and these things do such a good job at picking it back up off the ground, you're not too worried about it. So these Mocos run at 1,000 PTO. You see that first pass, you run over some. Oh well.
That picks it back up the next round from the other direction.
Don't appear to be tracking very hard.
Not yet.
Nope. We're not in the wettest part of the field either. This is the roadside, Dad. The side everyone looks at. It's gotta look nice. It looks pretty dry. So.
They're gonna think we're crazy mowing hay anyways with rain coming.
People will probably be lining up here soon.
They'll be driving by slow.
If they come, we're gonna tell them this is dry hay.
Yeah.
So we just pushed this tree off the side of the field. I couldn't find anywhere to set the camera because the grass is wet. Okay, we're coming up on the end of our first pass. He went counterclockwise around the field with the mower swung out to the right. So he's not going to swing the mower. He's just going to go the opposite way around. So now the tractor is going to be running over what he's already mowed, which is, you know, no big deal. It actually probably will split the gap pretty well. We're already seeing the benefits of the hydraulic adjust. He actually pitched it down all the way to see if we can pick up all the stuff we ran over just a little bit better. I don't see anything pinned to the ground.
Supposed to get it.
Not bad for May hay, huh?
Not bad at all.
May 25th hay, above the mower. That's all you can ask for. Mastering the turns, huh? So what is this, your 46th year of hay, or?
Yep.
46th. And you're still smiling after all these years.
I guess you never get it out of your blood.
It's nice mowing nice hay, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Just need dry weather to go along with it. That's the trouble.
Look at how flat the Moco lays out a nice windrow. You don't see any type of bunching. You see nice even. That means the sun is hitting most of the product that it can. It's doing a really nice job. And you can see that second pass where the tractor actually ran stuff over. Picked it all right up.
Really big across there.
All right, Dad, as the operator, what are you thinking? What are you paying attention to?
That's the K. That's what I'm thinking right now.
But someone who's trying to learn to mow, what are you telling them right now?
Just pick a spot that you can look forward and keep your distance so you aren't missing any. So you don't have to keep looking back all the time.
Yeah.
Once we get going on the straightaways, we'll probably set the GPS, but for right now, it's just nice to pick a spot where you can just look forward.
Where are you setting your tractor tire?
Right on the edge of the windrow that was laid down.
Yep, okay. And how fast are you going?
I don't even know, probably about 9 something.
9?
9.3.
Looks like he's got his left tractor tire right on the edge of his last swath, and it seems to be working pretty well. This particular field he's mowing is 12 acres, and he's been hitting it pretty good. It hasn't taken him that long. I got some drone footage I hope that you enjoy, and I'll try to explain a little bit what he's doing. sorry, I hope you'll be able to tell from the drone footage. I'm pretty sure he got the GPS set up, so he's just running on straight rows. With this particular pull type, I actually don't know if all the pull types will pivot. I'm sure they do. He'll go down one way, swing the mower back over, and go right back down the next swath. Path, swath, pass, cutting, whatever you want to call it. And right now I'm exactly in his way. So we'll see if he lays down the horn or just expects me to move. I don't know. But I'm going to try to get a decent angle of him pivoting the mower and turning around.
Mower is just doing an incredible job. It is laying down a perfectly smooth windrows, plant swath, whatever you want to call it. And the sun is hitting great. I mean, the weather is phenomenal. We should be able to get this stuff in the 60% moisture the way this is crimping by midday tomorrow, I'd like to think.
If you look down at this stalk, for example, right here, when people say mower conditioner, what they mean by conditioner, they mean those rollers that are crimping the stalks. So I'm not sure you'll be able to see it very well, but you can see on that stalk right here, you can see how that's crushed right there and limp, and it's even actually starting to pull away the fibers. Well, that's been crushed. There you go. Maybe you can see the split right there up on my thumb. I don't know if that quality will be right, but it's actually been crimped, split open. Now the water and moisture is just leaching right out of this grass. So when you have a nice conditioner on it doing a good job actually crimping into the material, see how that's split right there, you dry a whole lot faster. That's a good example. Split right open. You just get your hay dry so much faster, and in Northern Ohio we have to have that. I mean, there's just no way. We don't get big weather windows anymore. I don't know what happened. It just likes to rain every 4 days or so. It's too warm for you guys. As you can tell, we don't have the most athletic breeds, and they don't breathe all that well, so they don't cool off. So we have to lock them in the air-conditioned office, and they are mad they're missing out on the action. Joshy and I are going to check out the moisture of this hay. It's only been about 2 hours since baling, so we know it's not ready. We're just trying a few old tricks. We're gonna stuff a bunch of this in a 5-gallon bucket and put the probes in just to see what it's at. I think fresh cut forage lays on the ground at about 75 to 80%. And we've had decent sun on it, so we just want to know, combined with the crimper, what it's going to do in 2 hours. The troubling part is the ground is just so wet, so you have moisture leaching up from underneath it, which doesn't help anything. We're going to want to put this, we're going to want to wrap this at sub 60% because you can never get all the air out of a wrapped ground bale, as opposed to you can push the moisture a little bit if you're packing it down into a bunker, but we don't have that. We just have a round bale wrapper. So you're always going to have a little bit of air in there, and you have to make sure it's a little bit drier than the other route. It's already getting a nice wilt on it though, huh?
Do it right here?
Yeah, that's good.
Probably could have tethered it like an hour ago and let it dry and probably be good. Which one are you using?
Alright, if you saw how we gracefully just packed that down, we're basically just trying to mimic the feel of a bale. Because these sensors work with a certain amount of pressure on them. This is a high moisture one specifically. No, this is not high moisture. That one ends at 45.
Oh.
So it's definitely over 45. What about the Delmhorst, baby?
This is
These are the Cadillacs of moisture testers. You right, Poe? Well, I don't think it's 1,000% moisture.
No.
Well, we completely flubbed that.
Yeah.
I guess they both only go up to 45%.
So how are we gonna look for 60% when we only go up to 45?
The big flub up on camera. So this is kind of a humorous situation. We have two tedders. One is at the other farm. The one at the home farm is blocked in with all of our wonderful seed corn that we haven't planted yet. Usually we like to be done planting by the time we get to first cutting hay. What a year. So we got to move all the soybean seed, get it out of here, and get back to the tedder. That's pretty funny. That's a fair bit of weight. The skid steer doesn't really want to lift it up all the way. So the prized objects, actually just that one. I imagine those two won't come out for at least 2 more weeks. Ready at last. Little more. There we go. You didn't think you'd be ready for hay before the seed was in, huh?
I know.
That should give us enough room to bring the tractor in here and get her all set up. It's a lot easier hooking stuff up on concrete, so you just do it while you can.
This is what is coming on radar. It won't quit this year.
Lewis is stuck. He can't get out. Hey, Lou? Are you stuck in there or what, buddy? You can't get out? Come on. Come on, Lou. Come on, buddy. Lewis, come on.
How did you get in there?
Buddy. There you go. Wow. You were going to get that possum if you could get out, weren't you? If you could get out, it would have been all yours, huh? Come on. Hey, Lewis. You melon head. The DigiDrive Coon Tedder 2020 debut. That sky doesn't necessarily look phenomenal, but it's gonna go north of us, right? It has to. We'll look out one of these days. So, this is a decision hay farmers make all the time. If the hay is gonna get rained on, it's rained on hay. But you can still salvage a little bit of the color, the feed value, how quickly you can then get it back up. And there's a big difference between half an inch of rain on hay and a slight drizzle. I mean, a huge difference. Banking on the storm going north of us. We're not going to ted the hay until it does go north of us, because if hay is going to get rained on, we do want to keep it close together in case it only gets a sprinkle on it, only a little bit's getting touched and hit. I guess it's shielding itself. You don't want to ted the whole thing out, because then, you know, everything gets rained on. Whereas suppose if you leave it in these little windrows, then, you know, only the top layer is getting affected, getting bleached out, whatever. So we'll park the tedder right here, check the height, make sure everything's good. Cross our fingers that the rain is going to miss, and go from there. Well, folks, we didn't get rained on. Oh, that's good. However, we were a little nervous about getting rained on, so we didn't get it tedded today. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. We'll get back at it early tomorrow morning, get it tedded out, and in the next video, you'll see us bale it up and wrap it. Thanks for tuning in.